What's up, everybody? I'm your co-host, Steve Carty.
And I'm Nick Scopaletti.
And this is the Strength Squad podcast. And you're here listening with us, and we're listening with you. But actually, we're speaking. We're not listening.
Because we're the hosts of the show.
We got a great show for you today, guys. We're going to talk about the Deload week. Okay? Everyone's fucking favorite week. It's rest week. Your favorite week because the next week you get to go hard again. Hard as fuck.
I've been hard as fuck this whole time.
So today we're going to talk about the 3 things that you guys need to know about the Deload week. 3 things, 3 tips, 3 things of advice, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We're going to talk about 3 things for the Deload week. Before we start here, guys, we're going to do a segment called Dad Jokes. We're going to get this thing started off right.
Of course.
So, Nick, got a question for you. What is the difference between a tire and 365 used condoms?
What, Steve?
One's a good year. One's a great year. Boom. Nailed it.
Kill me.
Quick announcements before we start here, guys. Make sure you guys go to our social media, all of our social media, Facebook. Go like us on Facebook. Go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on Instagram. Follow us to our cars. Make sure you guys go to our YouTube, our iTunes, our Stitcher. Leave us 5-star review. Make sure you guys can subscribe to all that stuff. Click that subscribe button. Leave us some comments. Leave us some reviews. We'd love to hear from you guys. And then go ahead and check out YouTube for all of our latest training videos and all of our episode videos, things like that. I think it's about time to slide into those DMs. Send that news for the week. So for our Send News segment this week, is actually an article from Elite FTS, and it's about the Deload week. It's an older article, but it's a great article, just very simple about what is a Deload week, what should it look like, and what are some things you can do to change your intensity, your volume, in order to get yourself geared up and ready to go for the next week. So
ready to rip.
Yeah, go check out that article. We're going to link it in the show notes down there, and we're also going to share that on Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you guys check for that this week. All right, you ready to fucking rock? We're going to take a quick break. Oh, other announcements, right? Almost forgot our sponsor.
Yeah.
Official sponsor, Plant Warrior Protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plant Warrior Protein. Great protein based out of the UK. Make sure if you want to go hit up some of their products, get some of their protein, use the promo code Strength10. That's our promo code, and they'll give you 10% off of your order, your purchase of Plant Warrior Protein. And every time you buy a bag of protein from them, they plant a tree. So that's pretty dope.
It's not a joke.
Not many people are doing that.
That's right.
So thank you, Plant Warrior Protein, for sponsoring us in our show.
Yes.
Anything else? I forget anything? Okay. We take a quick break. Word from our sponsors again. Some Plant Warrior Protein. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the Deload week. AKA your week off, kind of.
Sort of.
Be right back. Want more of the Strength Squad? You can check out all of our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Also, check us out on YouTube, where you can watch all of your favorite Strength Squad videos. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher.
Stitcher? I just met her. We would like to thank our friends at Plant Warrior Protein, official sponsor of the Strength Squad podcast. Plant Warrior plant-based protein is easier on your stomach and contains a complete amino acid profile that helps you grow, maintain, and repair your muscles. It gives you 18 grams of protein per serving, and it's made from a blend of rice, pea, and hemp. Plant Warrior pledges to plant 1 tree for every item you purchase at their online store. Head over to plantwarrior.co, that's plantwarrior.co, and use the promo code STRENGTH10 to get 10% off of your purchase. That's promo code STRENGTH10 for 10% off of any Plant Warrior purchase. All right, everybody. We are here talking about the Deload week. So, Nick, what is the deload week? What would you say in your words if someone would come up to you and say, hey, man, give me a description of the deload week? What would you tell them?
You've been training hard. Imagine this. You've been training hard.
You got your shirt off.
You
You're
got
outside.
your shirt off.
Just flipped your 15th tire.
You just drank some Plant Warrior protein.
Promo code STRENGTH10 to get 10% off.
This really took a turn. So you can't fucking, rip it forever. You need a little bit of recovery is just as important. What I like to say is
you could argue it's fucking everything with strength.
Training is just digging a hole. That's all training is. You are not building any muscle while you're squatting heavy. You're not doing shit. You're not building anything. It is the 23 hours outside of that hour and a half, whatever, that you work out. Are you eating enough? Are you sleeping enough? Can you even recover? If you can't recover, then what the fuck is the point of what you're doing?
Oh, yeah.
So the deload week is a way to scale back and give your body a little bit of a break. And, then get it right back into your lifting the next week.
Boom. That's probably going to be the quote of this week, too. That's going to be our little clip on Instagram. And I would say the biggest thing with the deload week is, in addition to what you were just saying, the deload week is that like 4th or 5th week you're training. Your first, second, third week, you probably like escalated in your intensity and your volume. Things have probably gotten a little hot and heavy, and you take that 4th or 5th week to kind of take a step back. That way you can take 2 steps forward.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to think about strength training, you're not getting stronger while you're training. You're getting weaker while you're training. It doesn't matter what you do, everything. Anytime you're lifting, strength, whatever, you are getting weaker. It is the recovery process, that's where you're getting stronger, right? So strength training is this cycle of fatigue that happens, and that's your strength training in the gym. You get fatigued to a certain point. Then there's this second phase of recovery, which is kind of like what we're talking about, the point of the deload week and the point of rest around your recovery, or the rest around your training in general. That's the recovery part. And then that third part, which is super compensation, which is the part of lifting where you come back stronger, right? So you go through the fatigue part, you're getting fatigued, you're fucking yourself up in the gym, then you rest and recover, and then super compensation hits and you come back even stronger. That's how you get stronger. So it's pretty much like the recovery part is when you're getting stronger. So I think a lot of people look at this deload week, they're like, oh, this is like, the easy week, I could just kind of take it off. I think some people look at it like, oh, deload, like, what am I doing with the deload? Like, I need to go hard as fuck. It's like, no, you need to take that week off. That is actually, the deload is actually one of your most important weeks in your training. And like we said, usually for the most part, and this is like research based, usually it comes around that 4th or 5th week.
Yeah.
That's what we've noticed, like human bodies, that's like takes right about then to take that time off. So we're going to talk about the 3 things that you need to keep in mind, or 3 things that you need to know when it comes to your deload week. 3 things that you should be trying or be incorporating into your deload week or your rest week. Okay. So number 1, what is the first thing you need to know about your deload week?
One of the things that you can do, this is an option with your deload week, say, usually everybody's main lift has to do with a barbell. Whether you're a power lifter, Olympic weightlifter, whatever you're doing, everyone has like kind of a main heavy barbell lift. In your deload week, you could take a variation of that. Example, barbell bench press, maybe do some dumbbell bench presses with a neutral grip, or kettlebell presses. Overhead press, you could do kettlebell presses, switch up the implement, basically.
Yeah.
Change it up. If you're
just take the barbell out of your hands.
Yeah.
Just for a week, take the barbell out of your hands.
Goblet squat. Like, do something else.
You're still getting the neurological stimulus. You're still doing the movement. Take the barbell off your back and do some goblet squats that week.
Exactly.
Give your body that time to kind of recover. Give your joints that time to take the load off, right? Get the kettlebell in your hand, get the dumbbell in your hand, and that way you're ready to rock for the next week.
Yeah, if you're doing snatches, you can do kettlebell dumbbell snatch, super light. That's it.
Absolutely.
Work the movement.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing I wanted to mention too was, specifically with like barbell work, especially. So let's look at squat. Let's look at the lower body as an example, right? So if you're looking at like squatting, you're front squatting, you're doing all this squatting. I mean, chances are, guys, like, your quads are taking a fucking beating, right? Doing a lot of squats in general, your quads are going to take a lot of beating, right? That barbell is sitting on your back, or you're doing front squats sitting across the front of your shoulders. I mean, your quads are getting the majority of the work. So take the time to, in that deload week, take some of that workload off of your quads and your knees, get a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever, get into that goblet position, sit back a little more and make it a little more posterior chain centric, right?
Yeah,
take
sit
the week
to a box.
Sit back, sit to a box. Yeah, box squats, that was the other one. Take a week maybe to do box squats, right? If you're like, no, I cannot take the barbell out of my hand for this week. Okay. Want to still do back squats, maybe switch it up to a box squat, right?
Yes,
take a little bit of that load off.
Sit back in your hamstrings and glutes more.
Yeah,
so
engage that posterior chain more.
Even single leg stuff. Say, hey, I'm going to mess around with some single leg stuff this week. Completely different stuff, that you can do.
Word. Number 2. What is number 2?
Number 2. This is, I've done this. So you're thinking, all right, I'm going to deload from my main lifts. I'm not going heavy this week. So you know what that means? I'm going to condition super hard.
Conditioning week.
I'm going to do 4 Metcons this week, even though I've never done them before. And
Don't do that.
Heavy. That is like, I have to feel like I'm doing something this week or else it's a waste. It's like, nah, yo, just fucking don't do that. Don't add all that.
Well, listen, think about it like this. Like, so if you're saying, okay, this is my deload week and I'm going to do more of something than I usually do, then you're not really deloading and you're not really preparing yourself for that next week. Right. So in your example, if you're not someone who's doing 4 Metcons, 4 conditioning circuits a week, right, and then you get to your deload week and you're like, all right, I'm going to, not really use the barbell. I'm not going to strength train as much, but I'm going to add 4 Metcons to my fucking week. That training stimulus is pretty fucking new to you. You know what I mean? Like you're adding a training stimulus, right? And you're probably over fatiguing yourself even more.
Yeah.
Right. So now that whole process we talked about earlier about fatigue, recovery, super compensation. I mean, you're getting that fatigue and you're not really getting that recovery in that week, right? If you're not used to doing 4 Metcons in a week, then you throw 4 Metcons in there. That's a whole different training stimulus, and you're going to need another fucking week to to recover from that.
Right.
So now you're in the situation where, all right, I just did 4 Metcons that I'm not used to doing. Now that 5th week comes around, that week where I'm ready to hit it again, and you're probably going to be a little slow in your squats. You're probably going to be a little weak in your bench. You might not be able to hit those snatch or clean numbers that you were because you added this whole training stimulus that you did before. So think about it that way too, right? You don't really want to up anything this week, right? So to say I'm going to up my conditioning or I'm going to like you said, do more Metcons or add more conditioning this week. You're not feeding into that idea of recovery with that.
True.
Word.
Correct.
Anything else sad with that one with the cardio?
Oh, dude.
You said you've done that before?
Nailed it. Yeah, I've done I'm going to push the prowler a lot more this week. I haven't done it yet, but, just like, I'm going to add in some more. It's so stupid.
How did you feel like the next week?
Terrible.
Straight terrible.
Straight terrible. I mean, you should have a good balance of conditioning anyways, but if you're just going to turn your whole week into these knockdown, drag out conditioning sessions, it's just not going to.
Yeah, I mean,
it also depends on your goals too, I guess, but.
Yeah, for the most part, if you're adding that training stimulus, I mean, you're not the point of the deload is to take away stimulus for a week, not add stimulus. So
right.
So that's number 2. Don't go crazy with conditioning. And number 3, what do we got for number 3?
Number 3, do the same thing that you're doing, like same lifts, just really taking it back on the percentages a lot. One of the programs, 531 does this, also 1020 Life by Brian Carroll, a good friend of the show. Mm-hmm. His deloads are every 2 weeks, and you literally in that week are taking 50% of whatever your max is, and you're doing like 5 singles, I think.
Word.
Think about that. You're taking half of what you can do, and you're working on form. Maybe you're messing with a little bit of a different tempo, but you're not killing yourself. And it's the same lift. Say you're like, I know if you are a power lifter, then maybe, not saying you can't benefit from the other things, but if you are, if you're married to the idea of a lift, or you like, this is what I need to do, I will care about this lift the most and I want to improve it, then keep the bar in your hands, but change up something. The tempo, it's like a deload's almost like a practice week. Like just cut it back, and maybe you could give more perspective on like the Olympic lifts and what you would do with that, if anything.
Well, yeah, the only thing I wanted to add to that is I think what a lot of people think is, all right, deload week, this means that my intensity is going down, meaning the percentages of my lifts, meaning the weight that I'm lifting is going to go. That's the thing that's going to go down. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. A deload week could be, all right, well, I'm worried about losing my strength, so I'm going to keep the intensity the same. I'm going to lift the same heavy weights. I'm going to stay in like 75 to 90%, but I'm going to cut my volume down. So you could cut down in other places. You can cut your volume down, right? Like if you're in a cycle where you're doing you're banging out like 5s and 3s, at like from 80 to 90% or whatever, right? I'm just making up arbitrary numbers.
Right.
Maybe that deload week, you stay around 80 to 90%, but you're doing like singles, like you were saying before. Yeah. So it could be the volume too. It doesn't have to be the intensity, right? So don't be married to this idea of, oh, here's my deload week. I'm just going to knock around these lighter weights. That is a great way to go, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be that. It could be your volume too. You can knock down your volume.
Right.
And like you said, you could also, switch it up with like tempo and stuff like that too. But tempo though, I would take if you're gonna switch like to tempo, you're gonna do some tempo stuff on your deload. Take the fucking weights down. Yeah. Don't be doing that shit hard, because then you are definitely talking about not recovering for the next week. Take that weight down.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah, definitely don't be a hero. So I would say for point number 3, that's the thing. Definitely scale back. Especially if you are the lifter who's like, I'm not taking the barbell out of my hands. I'm not doing that. That's great. Fine. Then cut the percentages down, cut the weights down that you're going to do, or cut the volume down, right? Cut the reps and sets down that you're doing. Do it up. Do it, Dad. And so overall with deloaded week, guys, I think just the big thing, and even the people that I train too, the lifters that I train, it's like sometimes it's hard to convince someone of a deload week. You know what I mean? Like it's a very tough thing, especially if someone's in the groove of their training. It's tough to grasp like, okay, so this week you're going to like kind of chill a little more. A lot of people get uncomfortable with that. Like, I'm going to fucking lose my gains, bro. Trust me, you're not. You're going to get fucking way stronger. Hey, just take that week, man. Take the week to like chill the fuck out. Your body needs that. Like we said before, and we keep harping on it, but it's important. Those are the three main parts of the stimulus of strength training. One is fatigue. You're going to fatigue yourself in the gym. That's where you're actually getting weaker. That second part is recovery, rest and recovery, which leads to the most important part of strength training, which is that third part, which is super compensation, which is I've beat myself to shit in the weight room. I recovered. Now I'm coming back as strong as ever, right? And that's the crucial part. And the variable in there, the most important variable in there, to me at least, is that recovery part, right? So take that week, man. Chill. Like you don't have to not do anything. That's another thing. Maybe we could add like a sub category there too. Like don't not do anything. Yeah, don't be like, oh, my deload week, I'm just not going to do anything. That's actually a really good point. Is people are like, you know what, deload, not going to the gym at all. Yeah, not going to the gym, like sitting on the couch. All right, good luck next Monday. Right. Do not do that. Add a little bit more mobility and stability. Do some other shit, auxiliaries. Do some carries. Do move. Go for walks. Yeah, let's make sure we add that. Go for walks. You don't have to put a weight in your hand. Yeah. Go for a fucking walk. Yes, rest, but like don't not do anything. That's like, whoa. Luke Skywalker. Go for a walk. Okay. I was like, what? Who? Is he here? Dad? Oh, boy. So, yeah, guys, that's those are our top 3 things you need to know about your deload week. We have just a little quick recap. Number 1, lose the barbell. Get rid of that barbell. Do some other variations. Add goblet squats. And find it again. Dumbbells, kettlebells, use all that stuff. Maybe do some body weight stuff, but get rid of the barbell. Take all your big lifts, put them in the wastebasket for that week. Number 2 is don't try to overcompensate with your conditioning, cardio. That's kind of one of the top mistakes I think people make, and they kind of fuck up that whole, like, I'm trying to rest and not add another stimulus, right? So don't take that conditioning stimulus and add more to it, right? Because you're still trying to recover. So don't go crazy with conditioning, number 2. And number 3, cut down either your intensity, which is the amount of weight you're lifting, or your volume, which is the amount of sets and reps you're doing. Cut that stuff down a little bit, right? And it could be one or the other. Could be both too. That's, it's up to the lifter. And then warning, don't not do anything. Just a little subcategory, don't not do anything on your deload. That's not good. Not good. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap you up with a segment that we call Losers and Winners of the Week. So we'll be right back. JT. Want more of the Strength Squad? You can check out all of our social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Also, check us out on YouTube where you can watch all of your favorite Strength Squad videos. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on iTunes and Stitcher.
Stitcher, I just met her. We would like to thank our friends at Plant Warrior Protein, official sponsor of the Strength Squad podcast. Plant Warrior plant-based protein is easier on your stomach and contains a complete amino acid profile that helps you grow, maintain, and repair your muscles. It gives you 18 grams of protein per serving, and it's made from a blend of rice, pea, and hemp. Plant Warrior pledges to plant 1 tree for every item you purchase at their online store. Head over to plantwarrior.co, that's plantwarrior.co, and use the promo code STRENGTH10 to get 10% off of your purchase. That's promo code STRENGTH10 for 10% off of any Plant Warrior purchase. All right, and we're back. Before we wrap it up here, we're going to do a segment called Winners and Losers. It's going to be our winners and losers from the world this week, from the news, from the headlines, just from the world this week. Okay? Well, not necessarily this week, but in recent history. in recent history. So my winners and losers, my loser is a young boy named Mason from Titusville, Florida, who was at a Beef O'Brady's trying to enjoy dinner with his family, and he got stuck in one of those claw toy machines, which is apparently a new epidemic we have in our country. Kids getting fucking stuck in those toy claw machines. So
perfect. I
guess Mason just saw a stuffed animal or something in there that he had to get, so he crawled up and in, and it's just like this stupid picture of this kid who looks like the look on his face is like he's in a fucking different dimension. And the firefighters are there trying to like rig him out, and I guess they eventually got him out, and they just like continued having dinner right after that.
They're like, you're an idiot.
But goddamn it, Mason, you fucked up dinner, man. Got stuck in the claw machine.
And your name's Mason.
Dude, everyone knows, man. You just got to stick your hand up there the right way and grab the right toy, dude. That's all. Everyone knows that. You don't have to climb in there, Mason. Rookie move, Mason. You're my loser of the week.
Hate you.
And my winner of the week, and I guess I could say winner of the past couple weeks, is Star Wars fans. We got that Han Solo movie coming out, baby. So they kind of dropped the one of the more extended trailers during the Super Bowl. The new Han Solo movie coming out for Star Wars fans. So I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that's my winners of this week are Star Wars fans for the Han Solo movie coming out. How about you? Winners and losers.
My loser of this week, the New England Patriots.
Lost the Super Bowl.
You guys suck. Kidding. You're one of the best sports teams ever.
Well, I guess now that's going to be a couple weeks ago now once this episode airs. But yeah.
Either way.
In recent history.
Fuck them. We were in Philadelphia for the Super Bowl because we wanted to be with the cool people that haven't won one yet. So boo-hoo.
Congrats, Philly Eagles fans.
You're a loser, New England. Fuck Tom Brady. My winner,
my Snapchat story.
Yeah. My winner this week, and he's a winner for so many reasons, but it's also has to do with the Super Bowl. Justin goddamn Timberlake.
Boom.
One of the best halftime shows ever. And also, his wife is one of the hottest celebrities ever.
Good for you, sir.
You, sir, are the fucking man.
You fucking married Mary from Seventh Heaven.
You bet. Dude, her and...
Did more than Mary.
Her and Chuck and Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe my favorite scene in any movie ever. God damn it. So, just Timberlake, you're the fucking... You're the winner. You're the man, dude.
Winner of life.
You win. You win, dude.
Not even the winner of this week. Just of life.
For real. You're my winner every week.
All right, and those are our winners and losers of this week. Nice job, winners and losers. Except for you, losers. Not a nice job.
Patriots
Step it up.
And Mason.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for downloading. We appreciate everything, all your likes, all your comments, all the views, everything, man. Keep it coming. Check us out on our social media. Go to all that, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Make sure you go to our YouTube, iTunes. Download our episode, whether you want to watch or listen. You could do either one. Go check those out.
Or neither.
Another shout out to our sponsor, Plant Warrior Protein. Thank you for sponsoring us, guys. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out Plant Warrior Protein, they got some good stuff, man. Especially if, like, you know, you're not really a good responder to dairy, like this guy is to my left here. Great way to still get protein in your system after a lift. Use the promo code STRENGTH10 and get 10% off your order.
Yeah, and also I want to add that I've used probably everything under the sun supplement-wise. And even some plant proteins have messed up my stomach and I haven't felt good from them. This one I had it and I was good to go.
So that's a pretty good test. That was one of the biggest things too with us. With like, all right, like
nervous.
Let's test it out first, see how it is, and if it can make it through this fucking guy's system without giving him problems, then you guys are probably good too.
Most likely, yeah, you're fine.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Deuces.